Hi, my name is Mr. Kim, Technical Marketing Engineer from Cisco Systems. Welcome to the Advantage Now demo video. This video is created to give you the latest features and the update from the Cisco for the latest wireless LAN controllers, unified access, as well as the latest SMB router solution. Let's see what we have here. Here let me connect the Ethernet part of this AP and the port 4 of controller. Also, port 1 of the controller port will be connected to port 1 of our router. And router, so obviously have a two WAN port, WAN 1 and WAN 2 port. So let me use the first WAN port, gigabit, and I will connect it to our internet link. Now let me turn on each devices. First with controllers, and now with our router. So our routers are completely fanless, whereas 2504 have a very low noise fan, and once boot up, then it will start provide power to the AP. Okay, this is a connection that all we needed to go through the entire demo set, and let's now move on to the actual console. Okay, let's start the console, because when controller first powered up, it doesn't have any information at the controller, so it needs to get some initial provisioning process to get it ready to connect to serve the AP and start the wireless services. So first, when it connected, it asks for the typical administrative ID and registration process. And it asks management interface IP address. So management IP address is the controller's management IP address that can be used to access the controller as well as the IP communication to its control plane. And since our router's default IP subnet is 192.168.1.x, let's give it a 1.2 address, and net mask is class C. Default router is our RV325, and no VLAN. Management port will be the port 1, and DHCP server IP address is the router. Virtual gateway IP address, it's used to process the webbers and some other controller internal process. So let's put the 1.1.1.1. Multicast IP address that used to convey the multicast traffic between the AP and controller. Default mobility, let's give it mobility 1. Network name, let me give the secure WLAN. DHCP bridging mode, no. Allow static, if I just click enter, then it goes for the default choices, which is a capital character. Configure a DHCP radio server, no, because we are going to use a controller's internal radio server. The country code, and since I have Australia versions, let me put the AU as a country code. And this country code will be different by each country, and is matched with each AP's regulatory domain. enable Aerostar 1B network, yes. A, yes. G, yes. Auto RF, yes. NTP server, since our configuration doesn't have an NTP server, let me have a manual setup. And today is 2nd of September 2nd, 2013. And this time is 3 a.m. So let's done. And the controller will reboot, and all we need is just wait. And while we are waiting for controllers to be rebooted, let me get the okay. So now controller finished the rebooting. Let's get into the controller console screen and see the IP address and other setup did it properly. So I just typed the show interface summary. It shows our management IP address that we provisioned before is properly configured, 192.168.1.2. And let's get into the controller console, the GUI screen, and see that what is the current software version. The software version that you can see here is 7.3.101, and you can see that AP is properly configured and connected. Let's go to the AP side and see how does it connect it. So previous 3602 AP1, it got the IP address from the DHCP server. DHCP server on the router side. So let's give it a static IP address so that make sure that the AP won't be missing in any rebootings or any network accident. Type the IP address and let's provision the controller name. And since controller name is a bit lengthy here, let's just put the controller name as CT2504. Apply, goes to wireless, select AP, high availability, CT2504, 192.168.2. Apply. So by this process, whenever controller get rebooted or any sudden changes, AP will use this information in its MBLAM, and it will be immediately reconnect back to controller. And now AP get rebooted, and since the version is 7.3, which in case we need to have a 7.5. So let's get the software update on this controller. And we need to get a IP address of TFTP server. And the TFTP server that we have is 192.168.1.101, the current MAC device, the MAC. Let's start downloading the process. This will take a few minutes. So let's see how it progresses. Okay, now the controller complete upgrading the software. Let's see the current software version, 7.5.102, which is 7.5 FCS version. And it also have the AP get connected. And let's see the current AP. Okay, now AP is downloading the software. Actually, I have a console cable connected to the AP's console port. And as you can see here, AP is receiving the software from the controller. So in the controller-based architecture, each AP doesn't need to manually or individually manage the software, because as soon as it gets connected to the controller will automatically synchronize every AP that is connected to the controller. Same goes for the configuration. Okay. So while we are having a controller software downloaded to the AP, let's see what we have in the configuration. So we have a secure WLAN in the basic wireless LAN type, and in the previous wizard setup, we didn't do anything on the radio server. So it doesn't have radio server. So it's time to enable the radio server in the controller as a controller feature. Goes to security, and here there is a local EAP. Go to profile, click a new, and let's add PIP, protect the EAP, as its profile. And now we can go to local net user, which we can define the user databases inside the controller. So I create a simple Cisco password as a Cisco. Now I got the username Cisco and PIP protected EAP based EAP server. Now back to WLAN, select the WLAN, goes to security, go to AAA server, scroll down, enable the local EAP. Boom. That's all. That's all we need to get a controller-based radio server and have a secure wireless services using the controllers.